Alright, what is up guys? This is KT here, and today I just want to kind of touch on a couple things for some of you newer drag tuners. I want to make my channel more noob friendly and, just trying to help everyone out in general. Put some tunes up and give some tips overall. Of course, I want to get like a better recording method, maybe HD PVR later on down the line, but that's way later. Right now I just have my iPod, so I'm gonna try the best I can to do some videos for you guys. Right now what I want to touch is just a couple of different things that'll help you guys out pretty immensely with your times in drag racing and even in circuit racing too. Now, the things I want to touch on today are braking in your car and your power band. Now I'm going to start with the power band because I have US cars, which they're typically, how do I want to put it, they're typically associated with a bad power band. Like you can see on the SVT Cobra R Mustang, there's just many American cars that have a pretty shoddy power band. Now it's not just American cars, it's a lot of cars in this game, and that's why a lot of people use manual on most cars. Now, the thing with the power band is that's kind of where you want to shift. I'm going to use the SVT Cobra R as an example, actually. Now, we can see here on the graph that we're making 719 horsepower more towards the middle of the graph, not towards the end. We're kind of dropping off in power down there. Same thing with the torque too. And the reason for this is that's where the power band ends. So you can see here, no you can't, never mind, I lied. Pick it up. We can see here that it makes 719 horsepower, mine does at least, at 5,900 RPMs. And 669 foot-pounds of torque at 5,400 RPMs. So I mean that's pretty low, being as the car revs to I believe 7,000 RPMs, 7 or 8, maybe 750. Not exactly sure. But its redline is quite a bit higher than its power band. So that's why a lot of cars like this have top speed set higher than what you trap at. If you guys catch my drift. Like, let's say you cross the line in this car at about 142. Yeah, that's about where you trapped. Well, your top speed for this tune that I posted on GT Planet, I didn't upload it, but the top speed is 175 miles an hour. The reason for this is wanting to stay in your power band at all times. The more you're in it, the better run you're going to have. Now I'm going to show you guys an example of this really quickly. Just so you guys get an idea of why you want to try your best to stay in that power band. Now, like with the Plymouth Cuda, people shift it so the top speed on most tunes is in the 200s. Uh-oh, that's my runner door. Oh, that's not good. But anyway, while I'm changing cars, I'll just keep talking about this. The top speed on like the Cuda, for instance, is in the 200s just because of the fact that you need to shift it at like 50, 55, 5600 RPMs. I mean, it's very, very low shift point. I mean, that's why people refer to it as the shift point. That's where you want to shift. You want your shift point to be in the power band. So that's why some people in lobbies will ask, hey, where's the shift point on this car? Oh, it's at 6500 RPMs. Oh, okay. And I do that a lot too. I'll ask where the shift point is on the car because I can never remember. I have over 500 cars, so, or I think I passed 600 actually. Either way. There we go. Now I changed it to it. Alright. So I'll write it out to the higher RPMs. Like I said, I don't remember what it runs out to. And then I'll shift it about where you should. Just so you guys can see the difference. And then I'll go in and I'll touch on, I'll probably buy a car to show you guys just why you want to break in your cars. And a lot of people will ask each other in online lobbies too if their cars are broken in, that's fine. But I'll touch on that in a second. Alright, so the first run here, I'm going to rev it all the way out. Like I said, I don't remember what to. And also remember my car is a quick shift. So you guys will see I have it set so my transmission is, I quick shift it and it sits on the power band, so I'm making the most power. Now, if you guys don't know what I mean by quick shift, I have a video up just so you guys can see exactly what I mean by that. But here we go. So the quick shift is going to stay in the power band. I'm going to rub it out afterwards. Okay. So I'm going to rub it out to 7,500 here. And we can see I ran a 10.053. I mean, it's, for this car, it's decent, I guess, but it's nowhere near what I can get when I shift in the power band. And that could be one thing hurting a lot of you guys out there if you're not doing this. Because there's many cars that use the power band. That's why the GTR is so fast and so many people can use it, is because its power band is right on redline. So you can use automatic. It's like actually like 50 RPMs before redline, but it's right there. So that's why a lot of people can get really fast times using automatic with it, because automatic shifts right on the redline. Here we go. I'm going to shift it in the power band this time. And yeah, see, it's about 6,500. And I'm going to hit 6th gear here, and I'll pop out, and you guys can see I'm definitely beating my Ghost there. And I ran a 9.985. So I mean, it's a pretty significant difference, especially when, you know, you're trying to beat that guy next to you who, you know, he might have a faster tune, you know, but if he doesn't know how to shift it, he's not going to be able to beat you. And that's a really big advantage, especially when the guy next to you doesn't know anything about the power band. So just keep that in mind. That's always a good thing to know. Now, what else do I want to touch on? That's right, I want to touch back on breaking your car in. Now, the reason you want to break a car in is so you get the maximum amount of horsepower. The more horsepower, the quicker your car, normally. Almost in just about all cases in this game. I've heard some reports of, oh, I only broken my car halfway so I got more horsepower and it spun the wheels less so it was faster. But I don't know. I'm gonna sort it here. I believe I have two of the same car. One is broken and one is not. Let's see if we can get this here. Lambo, all-wheel drive. That's a perfect example. Okay. So we'll take the LP640 for example here. So my LP640, this one, has, apparently the braking lobby. Anyway, it has 875 horsepower and 607 foot-pounds of torque. It has 213 miles on it. Now, keep those miles in mind. Those are a big part of this. Well, I'll explain in a second. Now, this Lamborghini has 849. Now, remember, our other one had 875 horsepower and 589 foot-pounds of torque, whereas the other one had 607 foot-pounds of torque. And has no miles. See? Now, the way to break in a car, set that back up, there we go. Alright, the way you break in a car is pretty simple. You just take whatever car you need to break in. Now, let me remind you that too much miles is bad. When you get around 5 to 7,000 miles, you're getting in the danger zone of starting to lose horsepower. Now, the way you break in a car is you take whatever car you need to break in, and you either do an A spec race or a B spec race. Those will help you out a lot. What I normally do is I normally do the B spec endurance events, go to sleep, do the 200 miles of Wanaseka. That's an instant break-in after that race is done. Just about perfect 200 miles, and you're all good to go. Or other people prefer the method of going to a special stage X room online, like such, and they go into break-in rooms. I'll see if there's one up for you guys right now. Actually, my buddy just entered a break-in room, so that's kind of funny. Anyway, course. Typically, it's on Daytona Speedway or on NASCAR or Special Stage Route X. So here's a break-in room, dirty break-in. So people are going to be ramming each other in dirty break-in rooms. Here's a break-in, no bullshit room. So I mean, those are always good. Break-in rooms are, of course, they're going to help you out, because people let you draft off of them. It's all about trying to break in your car as fast as possible, not winning. Now, let me remind you, if you guys are going to set up a break-in room yourself, remember, your car needs to have, or your tire wear needs to be on. Tire wear and fuel consumption must be on. If they're not, your miles will not count. Now, it won't help or hurt your car. Now, you guys will notice after you put your miles on your car that you're still missing horsepower. All you need to do is go into GT Auto and do a quick oil change and you're set. It doesn't matter what you do this in. You can do an oil change, break it in, do another oil change, you'll have max horsepower. You break in your car, then do the oil change. But you always need to do an oil change after the 200 miles. That's the big thing. Yeah, see, I already did mine in this car, so I can't do it right now. Now, the one thing I want to touch on, like I said, too many miles is bad. Too much miles takes away horsepower. That's why people in the used car dealer try to find stuff like, let's see, is there anything nice here? Well, we'll take this as an example. This S15, for example. Oh, it's a very ugly one. But anyway, it has 3,765 kilometers or miles, whatever. For me, it's in miles because I'm American. So, this car would have full horsepower if I, tuned it up. It'd be good to go right away. All I need is an oil change. Now, another car, like, let's say here, we'll go with the Subaru Speed 6. 75,000 miles on it. You're definitely missing horsepower. You're probably going to be missing between 15 to 18, maybe 20 horsepower. I mean, I don't know, I'm not really able to judge it. I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that, guys. But you do lose horsepower. So that's one thing to watch out for. So like I said, 5,000 to 7,000 miles is kind of your limit. You don't want to go over that. Anywhere over that, you're going to start losing horsepower. And that's really all I want to touch on right now. Is just those two aspects of the game, which can help you guys out a lot. Especially if, that guy next to you is broken in and you're not, and he might pull away from you, or vice versa. You might pull away from him if you are broken in. And also watch for those shift points. Shift points can always make a difference in a race. So, thanks for watching, guys. That's what I got for now, I guess. I'll catch you later. KT out.